Evening, everyone. Welcome back for part 3 of Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged. And welcome in there, Frodo, Jim, JD, and Happy Cat. Welcome in. and we always use that music when we start a Broken Sword game, Jim. Right, we left off last week. I'm hoping that's where we left off last week. We did Ireland. That was it. We did Ireland, and we did half of the second chunk of Paris, and we left it where we just finished the hospital, and yeah, the fella had been killed in the hospital, and now we're going to the museum. Yeah, last week was part part 2, Jim. yeah, that's one with the one with the American receptionist and the guy from Birmingham who was cleaning the floors. Yep, you typed it at the same time I was saying it there, Jim. And evening, Gary, as well, and welcome in. But you can, of course, Jim, I encourage you to go and I'll even...
_cat_lady. Let's break some biscuits together and maybe a few rules while we're at it. Question mark.
Questions indeed. I'll throw you the playlist because once we complete this game, we've played every variation so far of the Broken Sword games. Broken Swords 1 through 5, plus the director's cut and theatrical cuts of 1 and 2 as well, and now the complete rebuild, remaster that we're doing now. Finally got in. Twitch wouldn't let. Twitch has been absolutely no but bother. Was it yesterday or was it the day before, Happy, when I was saying like I couldn't even... I had to like refresh your page about 30 times. I rebooted my computer twice. So I finished the... Oh, you must have... you must be flying through this the cyberpunks. Jim, we're starting our new playthrough because we're not continuing the old playthrough that we started years ago. Brand new playthrough on Friday, and that'll be our Friday night game. Let's head to the museum, and you're going to meet a right creep. Now, for some reason, royalty really liked him. Let's go meet Andre. Andre is like a total creep, and then we finally get rid of him in Broken Sword 3 when he then changes his attentions from Nico over to whatever the goth girl is in Broken Sword 3. I can't remember her name.
Left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
NEC, I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you, not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He made a bet with his friends, I suppose.
Gary!
When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror, such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Why is that museum... the security guard, he's dressed like an Air Force. We'll have to ask Jaffa when he comes in for that one there. But what trouble have everyone been getting into today as well? I'll try my best not to talk over the dialogue so we can hear the story as we go.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. Thanks for your help.
Right, let's go talk to this creep.
He was a thin-faced, pallid guy with a questionable taste in outlandish clothes. My mother used to dress like that.
Did you play through Cyberpunk, Frodo, when it was an unstable mess? So we did like 10 to 15 streams of it, and you ended up just abandoning the mission. It was just too much glitching. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it stably this week.
That's me. You want my autograph? No, I was told you may be able to help me. Help? My name is George Stobbart. I'd like your professional opinion. Well, okay, shoot. I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen. The Lochman tripod? No. It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves. Before the supposed event has taken place? I heard them planning the raid. They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system. Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Evening, Jaffa, and welcome in. And yeah, I do have the Liberty City add-on. I picked that up the week that it came out as well. You know, when the DLC came out, 3-4 months ago, I want to say. But yeah, I've got that one there. We will be doing that DLC package thing as well during the course of our Cyberpunk run through. Well, I tell you what, before we get any further as well, let's just check. Did Ada manage to pick up on the? Because you guys voted for Sunday night. And I'm hoping, yep, there it is. We're going to be building that model on Sunday night. We've got the marble parkour. I've already texted Eris because we know Eris loves his marbles. Was it that DLC was the price of the game? Actually, how much? Because yeah, the DLC was about 25-ish quid, give or take, 25, 30 or something. How much is the actual base game now? How much was it when it came out? It's that long ago, I can't remember.
To me for safekeeping. Because I'd never see it again. Well, don't you trust me? It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile. I get your point.
Is it still 25? Yeah, still 25 quid for the base game and 25 quid for the DLC. Are they doing any more DLC for it? I haven't followed any of it. Like for those, I'd have to check with Mr. Smith, because Mr. Smith knows Cyberpunk inside and out. I don't know how many times he must have finished it by now. And yeah, it is one of those stuttering days today, Jim.
This is awesome.
I completely agree with what Jaffa said.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript. Vraiment? Do you have it with you? No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it. Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text? There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures. Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order. Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you? The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
They're doing like a full sequel then to it. Aren't they doing like a full sequel to Hogwarts as well? They're happy. I really want to get those last couple of achievements on Hogwarts. It's just mainly that combat thing. I never got around to doing the very last one where you had to do the special combat things, like to kill them, like the animals or what have you, in a certain way. It's the one bit we never really got around to doing.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend. In Paris? Yeah. Not far from here, in fact. Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf.
Yeah, let me know is a total creep. But it was like full price. I'm just juggling back there for Gary, where he said it's about 70 quid. I don't remember. Maybe I did pay that much for it when it came out. There's quite a few years ago when the Cyberpunk came out.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
I know, crazy money. Gary's always checking around the back as well, you know.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legend surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
Just about, Frodo. Get my words out. There's a show that I like as well. Low. I still need to get my DVD Blu-ray player thing wired back up again and make sure it works. We disconnected it a couple of years ago because we were just using the streaming thing.
Does the name
all them sitting there to watch again on DVD
mean anything to you?
Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so.
I'm just thinking to a bit later on in the game where we're on a train heading to Scotland and there's some like extreme Geordies on the train that we're on as well.
This friend who has the manuscript?
The anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud.
Well, there's an obvious question for Frodo. I forgot as well that we can transfer. We can jump between the old frames and the new ones as well.
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
Have a look at the tripod when we see it on screen in a minute. I'll flick between them. It looks like a three-sided pyramid thing in the old version. In the new one, it doesn't look so much like it's a three-sided. It looks like it should be four-sided and it's missing a leg. But have a look when I click on the thing there, and it drops the background for a minute.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can.
3 legs.
Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez.
You know, if you look where the legs are, it looks like the legs are in the 3 corners of the glass box.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
We need to get ourselves locked in the museum now. But yeah, can you see that? You've got the box here with 4 corners. This leg looks like it's close to this one here, and it looks like this one's almost close to this side. It just doesn't, the perspective just doesn't look quite right. There goes the dysentery, JD. Let's see if we can do this quickly. We need to distract the guard so that we can climb inside this box.
Smoothly.
And hopefully get inside of there, and it should start a cutscene. But Jim caught dysentery from JD, but JD also caught it from Frodo.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Oh, he definitely likes him, doesn't he? Trying to confuse Ada with a combo, JD. What have you been getting yourself up to as well there, JD? You had any more bother of the guy on the train? The ticket collector?
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight. What the? Who's there?
Nobody.
Get out of here!
It's Catwoman.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean... it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Where did she just have that
They're more
kept?
likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Oh, you guys can't see those extra couple of millimeters on the screen. It's actually a kitten cushion.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh,
I'll take a
by the
screenshot
way,
for later.
I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bears that crest.
I sure hope so.
She put it on the table and stopped smiling. It's very suspicious. But yeah, I'll take a screenshot of what the full frame is on here, because it's a kitten cushion. I mean, all these guys can put all sorts in their pants. As I was saying, when we did Broken Sword 2 years and years ago. One of the things that, George had a theodolite stuck down his pants. An evening, Mr. V. Mr. V is streaking through the streets, fully lubed. But yeah, he's on a tropical island wearing shorts, and a theodolite plus tripod is all down in his shorts. Hence, where is it? I think it comes up on screen. 2 seconds.
Berries and cream. Oh hurrah, berries and cream, berries and cream. Tic Tac Jim loves berries and cream.
Apparently Jim loves berries and cream. You can get a special prescription you can get, Jim. But on one of the t-shirt things that we had, 2 seconds, I think this still works. I think we tested it a couple of weeks ago. If you squint really, on the one on the right, squint down really, you can see it says on there, is that a theodolite in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Well, she didn't take very much more convincing. Oh, do we still have the tripod? Oh, what's that? We got an achievement. Tell the chocolate thief that they're... It keeps on scrolling. Tell Troy there'll be a box of. Oh, he's sending send the chocolate thief some more treats. Thank you so much, Frodo. There will be some stuff heading your direction shortly as well. I'm massively behind schedule on everything this year. And also as well, coming in November time, everybody will be getting a little package in the post as well, from courtesy of the laser engraver. Once I get it all churned out. Are you trying to get ahead of the post, Frodo? That's exactly what I'm doing this year. Get everything out for Christmas for everybody in November. So Christmas cards will be going out in November for everybody. You know what it's like with the post. Where were we going? I think we're going here. Nope. Yeah, this is where we're going. But thank you again there, Frodo. I know somebody that'll be very pleased. Because apparently those biscuits aren't for sharing.
Excuse me, officer.
And how may I help you?
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No, I am just having a little joke.
Are we sure they interviewed any Frenchmen, Jim?
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
I think I'm right in saying as well that Nico, I believe, was voiced by a different person in every single game. George, of course, stays the same.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No! I am a jongleur!
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu! A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contra-gravity aerokinetic pistols. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe and the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Chuckles the Juggler throwing his balls around. But evening, Mr. Smith, and thank you so much for the sub as well, there's Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith has been born and fully lubed up as he streaks through the streets again. But welcome in there, Mr. Smith, and thank you again for the sub there as well. Yeah, the dialogue in this as well, Jim. The writing in likes of this and in what the hell do you call it? Simon the Sorcerer is just brilliant. You tell it was written by the British. But once again, then, Mr. Smith, thank you for 2 years of madness. I've been driving you mental for 2 years now, Mr. Smith. Be locking you in a crazy home soon. Are you flirting with Ada again? Mr. Smith will get jealous.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
These are American tourists.
I have been born.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
No, it shows you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, their last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow, you're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
I just figured, Jim, if you like the dialogue so far, there's a line coming up after we've been to Spain in one of the later chapters. Possibly next week. We'll maybe do Spain next week. But there's another line from that Nico gives, which I think you'll find amusing. Now, if you missed the first part as well there, Jim, you'll have missed one of my all-time favourite lines of dialogue in the game that happens near the start. a certain thing about Americans. But it is clipped. Let's go and have a word with this fella now.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur. Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No. Although
Mr. Smith goes to have a look.
No. If I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur. You have it.
If you go back by like about 4.5 years as well, you'll find all the clips from when we originally played through the Broken Sword series. Don't forget, Broken Sword 3 is also the origins of this. Due to Nico's in Broken Sword 3.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Because Broken Sword, where this is like, it is like the proper point and click thing, whereas the point and click flavor they did with being an early 2000s game for Broken Sword 3 was oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to flick to the old version as well for this one as well, Gary. It was a very early 2000s, when 3D games were just kind of starting to come in properly. And where there was certain assets that... There is a clip of that as well. Yeah, there's the original airframe. Let's walk across here as well so you can see as we go. I don't think we need to go up here yet in this chapter because we can go into the church, but I don't think we need to go in there just at this minute.
Hi.
I'm sure that comes more after Spain.
Oui, What is it this time?
I could be wrong.
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps.
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey, you forgot one of your balls. Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
I'm sure these guys here will be fine. Right, inventory. Do we still have? We do still have. I should say as well, we were doing all that to get into this manhole. That was the whole purpose of what we just did for the last 10 minutes. It was the quad ball slap because we had 4 balls. Now, in the original version, if I remember right, this next bit was kind of like pixel perfect pain in the ass by clicking on some of the points, but I imagine they probably fixed that in this version. Evening, Black Horse.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. Close up, I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why.
I think we have to smash it to make a hole. Oops, don't walk over there, George. The cursor pointing, is, as I said last week, is a bit weird in this one. You see how we get the... I move the... Well, let's do it now.
Hey, that's hollow. It was time for some brutal destruction.
Wait till he does this and I'll show you the example. So, there's the cursor. I move it across the point, and then you see where it's got now I can do left or right click depending on which action I want to do. I keep on thinking that the cursor is now where that is, so I do that, and then I'm trying to pull that down to there. I don't know if there's anything in the settings that could change that.
The hook was held rigidly by the tightly wound chain.
We just have to loosen it first, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it just sort of like throws you off a bit, Frodo. I think I'm doing this in the right order.
Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever.
Has he got hold of it? No. Yep, the first Pokemon has been released.
Hey, cool. Inside the hole, I could see one of the cogs had come loose and jammed the mechanism solid.
Oh, Jaffa, copy and paste the exclamation mark PH too quickly. With a pistol, we did a lot of damage on that first blow. If you can get a second blow in, you can wipe out this next Pokemon.
Jaffa Munchies completed the contract and eradicated the Puccina infestation at the cliffside using the pistol.
It sounds very rude, the name of that, when it's read out there, doesn't it? But he eradicated them from the cliff. Here we go. This is what I was trying to do. We had to pull the lever first. There should be another cutscene in a moment.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day. Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now. Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sort of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin.
Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust. When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results. Not petty bickering. Not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
There we go. Now, during that as well, apparently Mr. Smith was the first victim of Mr. V. Mr. V, the well-known murderer, who has also been challenged, but it just expired. But I have to check on Discord later on to see what gruesome method that Mr. V chose to execute poor Mr. Smith.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princes of this world!
And they float away. Oh, it should have posted to Discord. I can't tap out of this game easily, otherwise I would check myself. Actually, if you like some of the characters that we've met so far, wait until we meet Ultar in a few minutes. Once we get to Syria. One tripod. Yeah, we'll be meeting Batman later on in the game, Frodo. Yeah, they were too busy yelling at each other to hear.
The light falling from above struck the gem
to hear it,
and
Gary.
scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Meanwhile, in Nico's apartment.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all these?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
almost happy. Don't forget we got marbles on Sunday. We got another achievement as well. To the airport.
Hey there, young fella.
Kitten.
Speak you the English? Speak you the Anglais? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed we. And rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nico. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
We'll encounter these two as well throughout the series as well, for all the Broken Sword games.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Gussie, Fink, Nottle, Aunt Agatha. What ho?
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Ah, Templar. Huh? Templar. Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes. A splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow and a stick man with a halo. Bing!
Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow.
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval editions. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on. I know all this stuff.
Never mind. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
So long, Nijo.
Poodle pip, sir.
Right, let's talk to the cat. Cat doesn't want to be talked to.
As I didn't see the point of going all the way over there to get scratched, I stayed where I was.
Okay, let's go and have a word with crazy person number 1.
Hello. I was wondering whether you could help me.
Well, he looks tiny next to her.
What can I do for you?
Hi, my name's George. I was just...
Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George. My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure.
Okay, Pearl. I was...
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home.
Pearl?
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
Her head must be 6 times the size of his.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well, my husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio.
Akron? Cute? Little? Is your husband around, Pearl?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, he is. Sorry to disappoint you.
I reckon so. Which state did she say that she was in? Have we visited that one on Truxton, Mr. Smith?
Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne had a book. The Holy Something and the Holy Something Else, I can't quite recall. I read a little of it.
And?
Seemed like a lot of hooey to me.
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but gosh.
It's okay. It was a long shot. Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? His name's Nijo, you know. Oh, he's just so cute, I could die. I'd love to bundle him up and take him back to Ohio.
He might not thank you.
I'm looking for something ancient, you know. Something to impress the folks back home. The poor boy was trying to do his best, but we still haven't found anything.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Just want to have a word with the husband.
I was wondering whether you could help me.
See if their skills are all over the place.
Sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy. I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne. My name's George Stobbart. Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that junk stand, right? Yeah, we've met him. He's a smart kid.
He's stranger danger.
And he's never had a day's formal education. He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on us, though.
You're not going to find much worthwhile around here.
I know that, and you know that. But try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them there stamps.
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Evening collector as he brings the cheese in.
Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are two different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please. I saw a medieval picture of a woman, royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Probably true.
Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the problem.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens. What does Pearl do for a living?
Oh, I run a greetings card company, and Pearl writes the poems for him. You ought to ask her to recite some.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera, kinda lags to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Why? Ow! You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland? Pearl said you're in Akron.
What was that?
Nothing. Just thinking out loud. Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Let's go talk to this chap.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
Hello, you buy kebab. Most good.
What do you make of this?
Buy kebab. Most good.
What do you think of this?
Buy kebab. Come to eat.
Does this mean anything to you?
No, you buy kebab.
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah, you buy kebab. None?
What do you make of this, sir?
You buy kebab. You buy kebab. Yum, most good.
I'd value your opinion on this, sir.
Nah, you buy kebab. None?
Yeah, I think we've exhausted all of his things you can say about kebabs.
Most good.
Just buy a kebab collector. I'm trying to remember how we've got a... Oh, hang on, maybe it's the bell. Hang on. We need to scare the cat, and I can't remember how we scared the cat.
Hi, Nico.
Yeah, Mr. V, you're definitely trying to sell something. I just can't put my finger on what it is he's marketing.
What do you think of this, eh?
Oh, sir, what a splendid plaything. One day, when I am rich, I am going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls.
Are you serious?
In deadly earnest. People will come from far and wide to see my
Yes?
collection. The Rockefellers and the Gettys can keep their hoards of so-called fine art. But answer me this. What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if you cannot bounce it off a wall?
You may have a point.
So there's one order for Mr. Smith.
That's not a very friendly cat you got there, Nijo.
No, sir. It is a very unfriendly cat.
Why do you keep it?
Oh, it's not mine. It just rests where it pleases. And today, it pleases to rest there. As Kipling would say, it is a cat that walks by itself.
Fiercely independent.
And it smells.
Is that your father lurking in the back of the stand?
He is indeed a roaring fellow. Ayub's his name.
You don't sound like you respect him very much.
Don't I? Not only do I respect him, I rather like him. For all his bluster, we get on very well.
What do you know about that couple?
Oh, they're American.
Is that all?
The chap's a little odd. As for the lady, it's a funny thing, but I get the impression she's a lot cleverer than she's letting on.
Who's the guy selling the kebabs?
Oh, that's Arto. A miserable blighter to be sure, sir.
He doesn't seem very happy.
He never is. Day in, day out, a face like a wet Wednesday. Whatever one of those is.
Does he speak any English?
Not cogently, no.
See you around, Nijo.
Ta-ta for now, sir.
Should we go back over to Pearl for a minute?
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
You said that your company is based in Akron.
And Dwayne said it's in Cleveland, no doubt.
Well, yes, he did.
Dwayne was in the Marines and Vietnam, you know. Anyway, he got a medical discharge. Thing is, he gets confused. We moved away from Cleveland 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
He also gets a little paranoid. Thinks he's a spy or something.
I'm so sorry, Pearl.
Don't worry yourself, George. We live with it.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
I can't remember if she reads out one of her poems, but maybe that's in one of the later games when we meet them again. Okay, let's go upstairs though and meet Ultar. I think Ultar's one of the characters that Royalty drew.
It was the pattern. I'd seen that pattern somewhere recently.
Can we use, because it's on the matchsticks. Maybe we show it to him, maybe it's not the carpet.
Hi.
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Ah, give to me. Give to me. Allah mut.
Looks really sinister there, doesn't he? Looks funny in that one. Actually, you may not want one of the kebabs, as the story is going to reveal from that vendor very soon. Collector.
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate possible friend.
Huh? Do I know you, mister?
No. No. And again I say, no. But, my friend, do you not see our mutual good fortune in this meeting?
How frank do you want me to be?
You are a traveler, yes?
Boy, you must be the world's greatest detective.
No. I am told that is Sherlock Holmes of the big forehead and slipper full of shag. I, as contrast, am world's greatest luxury taxi driver.
I can see where this is going.
I am Ultar, taxi driver and luxury guide per excellence, yes.
This I had to hear.
Where does your heart desire to go? Simply mention the name to your obedient servant and we shall fly there, swift as the eagle.
Oh, well, I don't really want to leave Marib yet, but I'm sure that if I do, you'll be the first to know.
Is good. You know where you want to go, you come to Ultar.
Thanks. See you around, Ultar.
Be having a pleasant day, full of shining experiences and happiness, my friend.
Hello again, Ultar.
Great hellos, munificent foreigner, and possible future client.
Well, you never know. Would you mind talking to me?
Is most agreeable. This is how Ultar learns such splendid English, yes? Yes.
Have you met the American couple?
Have Ultar met them? Have Ultar met them? Yes, Ultar have met them.
And?
The most ungenerous, Ultar offered to show them wonders of countryside. They say, is there anything ancient? Ultar say, yes, of course. Nature is ancient. They say, no, anything ancient made by men. And Ultar say, have you seen Taxi? Fan belt older than Ozymandias. But they gone.
What do you know about the kebab seller?
A most miserable man. Ultar say, cheery up, matey mate, it might never happen. And he say, shut up, Ultar.
Fancy that.
Not at all. Arto has face like the drizzle that falls on the midweek afternoon. Whatever that is.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Of course.
Yes? What can you tell me?
Great she-bop band of the 60s.
No, that's not really...
Who put the bop in the bop, 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 bop?
Yeah, eternal questions. What do you make of that boy in the market, Nejo?
Nejo? Ha! Ayub's boy is too big for sandals. I speak splendid English and he laugh. He say, Ultar, you big ox, you split infinitive. I say, I split your head if you stay still long enough. Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! Pretty funny, yes?
Hilarious. You should be on cable. This place is certainly hard to find.
Oh yes, it is most exclusive. The membership can be no more than... Kind sir, what would you guess the population of the village to be?
Gee, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Pen, I would estimate the membership to be no more than a couple of thousand.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh, most certainly. Was here only yesterday.
Here? Yesterday? My God, he's close.
Yes, he was asking a lot of questions, just like you.
What did he ask about?
He asked about American called Stobby.
Stobbart?
Yes, Stobbart. You know him?
The killer knew my name. What else did he ask about?
He asked about German man called Klobner.
I tried to remember the name of the man the conspiracy had lost in Syria. Was his name Klausner?
Sure, that is what Ultar said. Klausner. I told this man in the picture, Klausner wanted to go up to Bull's Head.
Hold on, he wanted to go where?
Bull's Head. Big hill, 10 miles out of town. Maybe 60.
When was that?
Oh,
quite the jump.
Maybe a week ago.
What can you tell me about this Bull's Head Hill?
It's most magnificent. Lovely views. Worth visiting, yes, by indeedity.
How do I get there? No. Let me guess.
You need fine luxury guide to take you there in air-conditioned taxi.
Woe is me. Where can I find such a guide?
And Ultar is most luxurious guide for most literally some way, in any direction.
Gee willikers, lucky old me.
Are you desirous of my pleasant and luxuriant service?
All right, let's go.
First, I regret the formalities. A trip to the Bull's Head. 50 Yankee dollars, please.
$50? I don't have $50.
Oh, most unhappy event. Ultar then sorry, but he cannot take you on ride of lifetime.
Hold on, Ultar. Is there nothing I could barter with you?
Word that it was so, beloved friend. But my taxi needs gas, and its muffler needs the muffler doctor. Trading for these things is not possible. My heart weeps for the injustice, but it's bucks or zips, or unfortunate American.
See you around, Ultar.
Fare you most splendid, good sir.
Okay, let's try and get to the toilet now. To get a makeshift fan belt, eventually.
Damn, the door's locked. I'm sorry? Did you say something?
He say you not to go in toilet. Read sign, matey.
Matey?
It lose something in translation.
I hate to think what damage that George would do if he was Batman.
By staring hard at the notice and squinting, I discovered I couldn't understand a word of it.
Which one of the movies? Who was the Batman where they had the Bat credit card? I can't remember which one of them it was.
Hi. Nice club you've got here. I was wondering if you could help me. What? I mean, I beg your pardon? I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
No surprise there, all righty. He says sorry, but he not speak English.
But he didn't say anything.
He not have tongue.
No tongue? What happened?
It was bet.
And he lost.
He won. You should see other chappie. Oh, yes.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
Yeah, it was one of the two. I can't remember if it was the Clooney one or if it was... Oh, what the hell was the other fella's name? I can't remember which order they were in between those two... Between those two, abominations.
Tell me what that sign means.
It's a door stay shut until brush come back. Signed, the management.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
Manager buy lovely new toilet brush, leaves it by wash basin for 10 minutes, come back, it's been stolen. Not even out of wrapper. He damn cross. Lock up toilet and say, nobody use fine pristine toilet until brush given back. We say, what we do till then, eh? He say, cross legs and use superior willpower.
And that's what you've been doing?
No, Ultar use bucket.
Bye for now, Ultar.
May good fortune follow you, mister.
Okay, we'll go downstairs, and this is why you may not want a kebab from the stand, Collector. Yeah, it's one of those two Batman films that we don't discuss. But thinking about other shows, I think it was yesterday or the day before I was mentioning to it. There's some kind. I don't know if it's a movie or if it's a TV or if it's like a series. I don't know because I haven't Googled it yet to find out. But there's like a Tomb Raider Lara Croft animated one appearing on Netflix on the 10th of October.
Suddenly, I realized the horrific truth. The guy was basting the kebabs with a toilet brush. It may never have seen the inside of a toilet bowl, but it was still hardly appetizing. In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do.
I think we need to go and... We know where that is. I think we need to speak to the kid on the stand, if I remember. And discuss the red ball.
Hi, Nico.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great?
Take it away, you tempter.
I'll swap it for something off your stand.
Due to seasonal financial considerations, I'm afraid I cannot.
I thought you wanted this thing.
I do, sir. This stand doesn't.
Which in translation meant it's not really my stand, and I'll be in big trouble if I swap anything for something that I want myself.
Alternatively, is there any service that you require?
Not at the moment, but I'll bear it in mind.
I've only seen like the advert still frame of it. There wasn't a trailer on Netflix for it. I don't know if there's a trailer for it. Like, I know there must be probably on YouTube thing for it. Just surprising there wasn't one on Netflix. But yeah, it comes out on the... I'm sure it said the 10th. And like, if the artistry of the still frame is to go by, it should look good.
Look, this is going to sound a bit strange, but I need Arto's brush.
What? The brush he bastes the kebabs with?
Yes.
Let me find some dirty postcards for you instead.
Nijo, this is serious. Arto stole that brush he's using from a friend, and I want to get it back.
Perhaps I could help you, old chap. Maybe? Perhaps?
Maybe what? Perhaps what?
I do not wish to seem mercenary, sir, but I am a merchant, and merchants trade.
Merchant? This isn't Sears and Roebuck here.
Well, if you're going to be disagreeable,
No, you're right. What would you like?
I seem to recall that you have something that might alleviate my boredom. A globe of delight. A Rubicon spheroid of heavenly pleasure.
You mean the ball, don't you?
A tiny spherular form that barely spans my hand, yet promises hours of amusement.
If you mean the ball, why don't you just say so?
Can I have the ball back, mister?
All right, here you go.
People say bad things about Americans, but you're okay in my book.
What people? What bad things?
Never mind that now. Remember the brush?
Right, yes, the brush.
All you have to do with Arto is be polite. It lightens his day, makes it all worthwhile for him again.
How can I be polite to the guy when I can't speak a word of Syrian?
Arabic.
That's what I meant.
Simply memorize this phrase. Il-Ach il-Kalb.
Il-Ach-il-Kalb.
Close enough. Now, go over to Arto and deliver those honeyed words even unto his delicate ear. He won't be able to do enough for you.
Really?
Really.
Here we go.
So long, Nico.
And Misty, welcome in there as well. You join us for Broken Sword. I'm also trying not to talk over the dialogue as we go.
Hello again, sir.
Hello. Kebab? Yes.
Il-Akul Kalb?
Filthy. Bad. I'll kill you.
Whoa! Calm down! I just... Feet, do your thing.
Right, we'll go back downstairs and we'll have a word with the kid at the stand again. Because I'm certain that whilst he was chasing us up the stairs, he pinches the toilet brush.
Hi, Nico. What the heck did you tell me to tell him?
Patience, sir.
Patience? Patience? I've been chased by a homicidal kebab seller, and you expect me to be patient?
But consider, sir, while you were running from the irate Arto wasn't using the brush.
Hold on. Are you telling me that I've been used as a diversionary tactic?
Your brush, sir.
I can't believe that you put me on that kebab seller's death list for a toilet brush.
The ends justify the means, sir.
Yeah, but I noticed it wasn't your butt that was on the line, though.
They also serve who only stand and wait, sir.
Oh, spare me. Oh, it's okay. Nothing.
Okay, we now have the brush. And an achievement. So Mr. Swift creating a new facility just under my old processor that uses the summer sloops to increase slugs and food. Just setting up biomass. Also, one thing I stuck a whole load of the summer sloop things in a thing for chucking for doing the bio DNA pod thing. I think we were talking about it last night, weren't we? But can you? That's the thing, yeah. Can you when you're putting the slugs in? Because you can stick the slug things through the crafting thing, can't you? So can you double the using that? You can double the amount of power shards. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Smith? There was a place today when I was going to get more of more of those and more of the ball things, there was like a little sort of like cliffside like undery bit, And I think there was about 6 of the slugs all in this one little spot. All hanging out on like the ceiling in this cave. Oh, hang on. Before we get any more dialogue, there'll be another Pokemon on the hunt. Or on the loose. The Flaming Arrow Trap, Mr. Smith. This one's got 100... How do you... We'll wait for Ada to pronounce that one. I don't know how you pronounce that one. Oh, it missed on the first attempt, did it? It evaded. Oh, 40 damage. Oh, I don't think you're going to do it. It's still going to have 20 HP left if you get the third hit in.
A Smith 501 failed the contract and was unable to eradicate the Coridon infestation at the farmers' market.
It eluded you at the farmer's market.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
Well, it was flaming, though, I suppose. At least you got that.
What does Il Akal Kalb mean?
Who teach you that?
Nejo told me to say it to Arto.
And Arto come after you with big knife, yes?
Yeah, how did you know?
I know Arto. You tell him in bad Arabic that his kebab's made from dog meat.
I said he was using dog food? No wonder he went crazy.
No. Ultar not mean meat for dog. Ultar mean meat of dog.
Oh. Ew. Look, I've got the toilet brush back.
You man of action, all righty. Don't just wave at me. Give to manager.
See you around, Ultar.
Fare you most splendid, good sir.
Okay, let's give him the brush.
Hello again, friend.
There wasn't much point in trying to launch an in-depth conversation when I couldn't speak Arabic and he couldn't speak. Period. Well, I did know a few words of Arabic, but doubted the wisdom of using them.
Here's your brush, sir. It wasn't easy getting it back.
The manager took the brush from me, gave me the toilet keys as my reward, and stomped off.
Okay, let's go and steal. Just return the stolen item. Now we're going to steal something else from the bathroom.
Look at state of this. Need much cleaning and detergent before go around my, you bend.
You said all that?
Body language account for much, you know? Oh, yes, indeedy.
Okay. What is in our bag? Right, we want to steal the towel because that's, of course, what we're going to use to make a fan belt. Looks a lot cleaner in the new one. Looks a very, very scruffy toilet in here, doesn't it? Okay, one load of towels. Right, now we need 50 quid if we're going to make the journey. And we need to do that by getting the money from the 2 Americans. If George slowly gets down here.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
Oh, it's okay. Nothing.
Okay, cat goes up there. I think we do ring the bell for the fella to come out. And that's how... Yeah, the ball scares that and he knocks it on the ground. Yep, that sounds about right.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
Yeah, I have this statuette. It is broken after all.
Certainly. And when my father deals with that feline for breaking it, you can have a Davy Crockett hat as well.
See you around, Nijo.
Ta-ta for now, sir.
Now we need to find Pearl. Oh, no, hang on. We need to make it look old, I think, as well. The proportion is really weird.
Soak up the grease paint until it began to look like stone.
Right, let's have a word with Pearl.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
What do you think of this fine piece of ancient statuary?
Oh, not that. Just what I've been looking for.
Would you like it?
Would I ever? I'm not carrying the money, though. If you go and find Dwayne, he'll pay you for it. If he gives you any trouble, just tell him that I want it.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George.
Don't be a stranger.
And before he runs away...
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
What do you think of this?
Good gravy. Looks old.
Yeah, I had to turn this town upside down.
Boy, your luck's better than ours. Looks Roman.
I wouldn't know.
What'll they say back home? How much do you want, George?
Oh, I couldn't. It's the find of a lifetime. I mean...
$50. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Here you go.
How does he afford all these flights and he couldn't afford 50 quid to give for a taxi?
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Okay, we should now be able to convince Ultar to take us on a little adventure. But I need to do the... Frodo hasn't told us to save it this evening. Because there's a point coming up where we can technically die, and we haven't saved it at all this evening. Menu, save. There we go. Was that live dangerously? Don't save, Frodo. When's your next adventure, Frodo? Because you were saying before you went on your camping trip. Yourself and Sam with the new caravan.
Hello again, Ultar.
When's your next one after you've got it winterized?
I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
About Bull's Head Hill.
Are you desirous of seeing this most splendid place?
Well, maybe.
A terrific bargain. Only 50 of your Yankee bucks.
50, huh? Okay, it's a deal. Here's the cash.
Ah, most splendid. As you say, the cash price moolah is correct. Mister, we make with haste.
Where exactly is your taxi? Because the only vehicle I can see around here is an aging army surplus truck.
Yes?
Ah, okay. I'll be along in a minute.
There he goes.
It didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys, so I left them on the bar. Hello again, Ultar.
Springtime?
Splendid and
Oh, no. We're going to have to arrange for you to go on another trip. What are you going to do with that caravan all that time? After you've just bloody bought the thing. Let's take Sam on another little mini weekend away.
Most assuredly.
It's decided.
Most entirely splendid taxi in all Marib.
It looks like an old army truck to me.
Bah! You Americans with your checkerboard caps and your judd hearses. You have lost sight of what a taxi should truly be.
About 4 tons by the look of it.
There, you have hit the nail in the nutshell.
Okay already, let's go.
Regrettably not, most esteemed pair. There is a minor problem of a tiny nature. The fan belt has taken it upon itself to break.
So, what are you gonna do?
What can I do? I must wait for a ride to the garage for a replacement.
How long is that gonna take?
1 day, maybe 6.
I can't wait that long. We gotta get moving.
But how, my friend?
I'll think of something.
We're going to give him this here. It's going to be covered up for the winter. So let me get this right. You bought it. You went on holiday and forgot to take it with you. You then came back, went away for a weekend, and you're not going to use it till next year. What we're going to do with you, Frodo?
Is this any use to you?
My friend, the very thing, yes.
Exactly, Mr. Smith, and welcome in there, Metro, as well.
Ultar took the towel from me, cut it in 2 lengthways, and gave me half back. With his half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Stockings might work on a Bentley, but on a truck, the coarse toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend. You want to see the bull's head? Yes.
Here we go. I'll probably save it again shortly because we get close to the bit where we're going to be possibly shot. Later that afternoon, and he slowly climbs to the top. Actually, what have we got left in our inventory? First of all, we need the obvious branch, whose colour and outline doesn't quite match the rest of the surrounding. Let's see what it looked like in the original. Now, did we have... Yeah, I think it's this one here and this one here. Because this is
with a flourish,
perfectly safe.
I tied the end of the towel to the stick with a textbook reef knot.
Because, I mean, what could possibly go wrong here?
I could see that crack would make a good anchor point. Well, that looked really safe. But I had no choice. I hadn't anticipated going mountaineering when I'd come to Syria. I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But there was something in there. A metal ring, as wide as my hand.
What?
I took a firm hold of the ring and pulled. Whoa there!
Now that went up. There's not really that much volume of space for that thing to go up into, though, is there? Oh, hang on, before we go on that, I'm going to save it again. I'm fairly certain this game makes like an automatic checkpointy thing, but I'm not going to take the risk. Is it the ring? Alright, let's head on in. Where did that door slide up into?
Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again. Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died. Okay, all right. Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens, a very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it.
Gary!
The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time.
Exactly,
not a
JD.
crystal ball.
Okay, we've now got a lens. Let's go and have a spy on the map as well.
I couldn't take the inscription with me, and I didn't have a notebook or a camera to record it. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In occidenta sita est, in ora mundi. Okay. That would have to do.
If you had taken the camera like the other fella said. You could have even had a little disposable one.
I couldn't think of anything to do with the statue, apart from scaring small children with it. A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries. Sure was an ugly one, though. I'd searched Klausner once and knew that the lens was the only thing he'd been carrying. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped.
The company that made this game, Black Horse Revolution, if I can get my words out, they've done all the Broken Sword games, and we streamed the very first one years ago. Actually, we streamed it, I think, the day before Junior 1.0 was born, because I remember that royalty during the final episode was just about ready to detonate. What the hell's it called? Something to do with Steel Sky, or Into the Steel Sky, or something like that. There's definitely steel and sky, or words to that effect, in the thing. You off to bed there, JD? You have a good night there, JD. We're only about 5-10 minutes away from finishing ourselves. Once we finish, because we're almost at the end of Syria.
To record it. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it.
But you have a good night there, JD.
In occidenta sita est, in ora mundi. Okay. That would have to do. The mount's
there he goes. It's opening.
It must be Ultar. My God. If he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are!
It's not Ultar.
Hello, Mr. Stobbart. We meet in the most unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobbart, I shall hit you even in here. But unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobbart.
Okay, let's step outside. You'd be like that bit in RoboCop.
Now then, where shall we start?
Did anyone see the scene from the fan-made RoboCop?
you putting that gun away.
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Klausner? Who the hell's Klausner?
I followed his trail here, as I believe did you.
I never heard of this Klausner guy before. I just asked around about strangers and got lucky.
Luck is a commodity that you are sorely pressed for now, Mr. Stobbart. I have been watching you since you arrived in Marib.
You have? I never noticed you.
Precisely my point. You don't know what I know. Please, bear this in mind when answering my next questions. Now, where is Klausner?
Okay, he's dead, just around the corner of the cave. Do you want to look?
I shall trust you on that. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about? Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was he carrying anything of importance?
No, nothing.
So, why is this location important? What did the Templars hide here if not an artifact?
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes? What is it?
It's a treasure map. Yeah, X marks the spot.
Come now, do you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, okay. You caught me. But round the corner, there is something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobbart?
In acadenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobbart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you going to do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobbart, a rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, what the heck?
It was a long way down. Below, I could see Ultar's truck.
That hand buzzer came in useful. Oh, but we weren't quick enough. Does that class as a death loop, Mr. V? We're going to declare one death loop. This is why, or at least the autosave is here. Oh crap.
Okay, let's get this over with.
Okay, maybe we're getting... It kind of just like dropped me straight in there before I had the chance. Indeed, we did technically die. If I just press continue when I put this on, I'm going to put the cursor over here ready. Hand buzzer, assassin dude. Ready on the gun. Oh, maybe this is not the gun. Okay. And JD went to bed just as the death started to kick in. Thank you for the follow as well. I don't know if you're here live or if you're in one of the other videos. But welcome in. Quickly. Maybe... hang on. I've got an idea. Maybe it was... Whee! Drive, Altar, drive. I get Nico's apartment.
Luckily, the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, George.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously. I'm sure you'll find it very useful.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
I know the voice that she uses, Mr. Smith, is very. Got another achievement there. I'll have to go through and see what the achievements are for the game. Save. Give that save. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to... Because this game is right pain in the ass to tab out of, and if I press my button here, I have a funny feeling it will cause a crash. So we'll do it this way instead. Press the button there. And that is where we'll leave the story, though, for this week. I think that's a good point to leave it at. So next week, we should be going to Spain. I think that's where we go to next. Yeah, there was a bit in Spain, and then there's a bit in the church that I was like pointing to last time, when we were with the juggler. We have that bit to do. Then there's another bit at like a dig somewhere in Paris. Then I think we go back to Spain for another section, I think, after that. And then after that, there's the bit in Scotland with the Geordies. And then after that, it gets onto the very final bit of the game. But that would be a little bit off there. We'll have a little think and see how far, like, what story-wise, what would be the best way to progress through it there. But once again, thank you everybody for coming in. I know during these sort of ones, I don't ramble that much through them because I want you guys to hear the story more than anything, because there is going to be a test at the end, if you remember. Let's have a little look and see who can we go and say hello to tonight, though. Who is on? Not that many folk on. That's it. There's a fella here. He's playing like the worst game that was ever made. Shall we go over and say hello to him? Once again, though, Mr. Smith, thank you for 2 years of madness. Thank you so much for the sub there, Mr. Smith. Everyone else who's coming in to cause some trouble. Tomorrow, though, we will be back with a new game, Pacific Drive. And then we also have another new game on Friday. Well, a returning game technically, but we're starting it from the beginning. Cyberpunk is going to be our Friday night game going forward for the next, I don't know, probably 30 weeks. If any of the other games have anything to go by. Once we get too deep into them. I will, of course, next Wednesday, Jim, I will send you another reminder that Broken Sword is back on. You've got to accept the alarm clock for these things. It might be Jaffa. But once again, thank you all for watching. Have a good night. And also, I'll send you that playlist, Jim, in a minute as well. And I'll send you the clip that you missed, which was one of my favourite lines in. But yeah. But thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. If you are enjoying our journey and would like to see more, then please rate, comment, favourite and subscribe in whichever manner your chosen platform allows. If you are joining us on Twitch, Mixer or YouTube, where we have loads more for you to watch, from our live streams to all our episodes across our various series. You can also drop by and say hi over on Discord, where we chat about everything from Minecraft to books and movies to tabletop games. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.
city.